Hi, welcome to the second edition of Kaimin Sports Talk. We're here today with Jordan Purinton and Jesse Flickinger, and we're going to be talking about our favorite thing in the world today, the NBA. So, what's the big story this year for the NBA so far?
Well, I think at the beginning of the year, everyone just had this kind of assumption that the Cavs would be unbelievable. Like, night in, night out, they would be scoring 110, 120 points, and they'd just be blowing teams out. And I think it's just been really crazy how they weren't able to find cohesion at the beginning of the year, and now they seem to have been, they've got it together. What have they won, like 12 games in a row now?
Mm-hmm.
Love's playing a little bit better. People aren't constantly dumping on Blatt. Like, it seems that the narrative on that team has really changed in the past couple weeks.
Well, I mean, they always talk about, winning cures all, and is everything really cured? Is LeBron finally healthy for the first time this year? He was pretty worn down. He's had 4 straight finals appearances. I think it kind of took him some time to get his legs together. But I think the most encouraging sign I saw from them was Kevin Love scoring, 32 on Sunday against the Lakers?
Yeah, that hurts, man. That's my team, the Lakers.
But I mean, they were talking about it yesterday. Like, everyone says, "Oh, Kevin Love needs to be more involved and more engaged in the offense," but he's not getting the touches.
Yeah, when he just kind of hangs around on the perimeter there and isn't banging down low like he usually does, he's not going to be as productive as he usually is, and it's just been kind of crazy to see him go from this guy who used to be a 26-point, 14-rebound guy to just kind of being a guy that's kind of passive, hanging out there on the perimeter, and it's just been really weird to see. But they're still winning, which is crazy. And Kyrie scored 50 the other week. So I don't know. I think they're going to be really interesting to see how far they can go in the playoffs.
I mean, to that end, though, I mean, my question is this like the Heat Part 2? I mean, we're seeing them kind of coalesce kind of the way that Wade, Bosch and LeBron did in their first year, and then it kind of fizzled by the finals. So, I mean, are we going to see the same thing? The East is pretty weak. I mean, the Hawks have been the talk of the NBA, but it's like at the same time, they're like capable of matching up with the Cavaliers, do you think?
The Hawks?
Yeah.
They're just such a well-rounded team. You hear people call them the Spurs of the East. So, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see if those two wind up in the Eastern Conference Finals together and stuff. So, yeah.
Moving a little closer to home, Zach Wegeman, former Grizzly, who's the career leader in sacks with 37.5, scored an NFL Combine invite last weekend. I mean, what do you think his actual NFL chances are?
I mean, I see his draft stock as of now. I mean, I think he was one of 3 players in the Big Sky who was invited. And just seeing prior Big Sky picks, people had Jordan Tripp, and it was funny because they're like, oh, he could be a late second round or third. And I mean, he went 5th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, with Zach, I mean, pass rushers are at a premium in the NFL. I mean, they command a high price, but at that same time, there's a lot of them that are going to be in this draft. So I see him as probably 6th, 7th. You?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly isn't going to be, at least I don't think, drafted as highly as Tripp was. But you've seen his stock rise so rapidly in these past couple months. In that one Senior Bowl game, Todd McShay even just called him out and said, I've really liked what I've seen from Wagenman. I mean, and God, you watch him, he's a freak out there, man. I know we're in the Big Sky and whatnot, and the competition's a little more leveled, but yeah, he's just a freak to watch, and I certainly hope that he would get drafted to some NFL team.
I mean, NFL DraftScout.com says he's like 18, 19 out of 202 DEs coming out. And I mean, that's probably about right. I think his frame is maybe the only thing that might hinder him. He might not be quite tall enough. He's massive. Like, I went to high school with him, and he was like, I mean, his proportions were like mine in high school, and he's put on so much muscle. But I think what makes him different and what sets him apart, because I mean, they're all strong, I think he just has a really innate ability to get to the quarterback, or to
he's got that
pressure on.
Yeah, he's got that pass rushing mindset. Not just the fact that he's a huge physical specimen, but the fact that just every play he seemed to be that guy that's always hustling, and the mindset's there for sure.
He's definitely a high motor guy, for sure.
I mean, he's in the mold of Jared Allen, who I think became, Idaho State, yeah. So, I mean, he's in that mold, that high motor, a lot of work ethic, and, once he gets a shot, I mean, we saw it with Brock Coyle last year. I mean, he came out undrafted, and sure as shit.
Bobby Wagner gets hurt, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the starting lineup, and he's playing the Super Bowl this year, so, I mean, anything can happen.
Does cutting the hair hurt his chances at all?
It might shed a couple pounds, so you never know. It might shed a few. milliseconds off his 40.
So getting to the big story of the week, the Grammys were on Sunday, and I know you're a massive Kanye fan, and Kanye made his presence known.
If you know anything about me, you know that I love Kanye, and that, you know, people were so mad at him once again for going up on stage. I thought it was kind of funny because you saw him go up there and he's like, oh, no, and then he sat down. And did you guys see the vines of like
The crowd reaction?
Yeah, and of Jay-Z and
Yeah.
Beyonce just looking out there. And,
Yeah.
like, Jay-Z was so mad.
Beyonce was mortified. She was like, no, Kanye, no, please don't.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think Beck, you know, he took it well, and, you know, honestly, Kanye probably shouldn't have done that. But I don't think it's as big of a deal as people. It just furthers that kind of narrative that Kanye's a dick.
Do you think he was like being serious, or do you think he was like, you know, something?
Oh, he was definitely being serious. He did like.
Yeah, he's been backing it up afterwards and saying like, oh, I meant to, you know. But
yeah.
Do you think he did? Or, I mean, because you have to be a certain amount of self-aware to be doing the same thing and then back off, like.
Well, yeah, because he did the thing. He was like, oh no, and then he went back down. And it also could be maybe just him trying to keep himself in the spotlight. You know, he's got an album coming out and stuff like that. And I thought it was interesting. Right, the day after Kanye like did that stuff, Kendrick Lamar dropped a new single, which was really great. You should all listen to it. But you know, kind of keeping himself in the spotlight too, as Kanye is like the talk of the town for the night, and then boom, Kendrick comes out with the new.
No, I feel like Kendrick's really taken the torch, and it's funny because I mean he wins a Grammy for I, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's lost his fire. Like, what is Kendrick doing now? And then it was the Blacker the Berry comes out.
Opposite.
Oh man, just fire! Like I don't even know. Like I just had to sit there when I listened to this track and just that hook. I mean, he's taking the torch. I think Kanye,
he's on that angry shit.
Kanye's on his Wheezy status now.
Yeah.
How large a part of your soul are you gonna sell to get to Sasquatch? See Kendrick.
At least half of it. I mean, I went last year and that was so great. And now that Kendrick's going there, oh my god, it's gonna be great.
Anyone else you're excited to see?
A band I really like that's gonna be there is Spoon. Another one, St. Vincent, who actually won the Grammy for Best Alternative Album this past weekend. She'll be there. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's my big thing with Sasquatch is St. Paul and the Broken Bones. I don't know if you guys listened to it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just
amazing.
He's just a white dude with the most soul I've ever heard in my life.
The first time I was listening to it with my roommate, and I was like, I honest to God thought it was the lady from Alabama Shakes.
Yeah.
There was so much soul in his voice. He's
coming to Missoula too, which
hat.
Sucks though because that show's already sold out.
Completely sold out. It was sold out by Christmas. Yeah, I tried to get tickets. Didn't fly.
That's a shame.
Well, that's that for the second edition of Kaimin Sports Talk. Thanks to my guests, Jordan Purinton and Jesse Flickinger. We hope you join us again next week, and be sure to follow Kaimin Sports on Twitter and like us on Facebook.